And welcome back to Rayman 3 HD on the Xbox 360. And well, she's here again. And this particular room of the final castle of the game is very annoying when we're going to be in this room for quite a lengthy period of time. And that's mainly because this is a bit more of an open-ended area. There's loads of alternate doorways you can access. There's loads of areas you can just try and find hidden nooks and crannies in. This is a very open part of the game, what can I say? Ultimately though, the way to go is basically directly up. So as long as if you want, you can basically just go through all of the, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Go through the motions, there we go. If you really know what to do, you can just go through the motions and just go directly up to the top. You know, you just fight the enemies in the right order, blah blah blah. But this area does drag on quite a bit, so get used to seeing it. We're gonna be here for a little while. We won't be here for the majority of the part, I'm gonna promise you that much, so do not fret, folks, do not fret. We are gonna see some slightly different scenery, especially when we get to the end of the part, because we have a bit of a game changer coming up. That's right, the gameplay's mechanics are gonna change slightly in this upcoming area, what can I say? Which is something I have to say, I'm surprised the game doesn't do more. Like, every now and then the game tries to switch up the gameplay by giving you either a new type of challenge or a completely different gameplay mechanic to use. I'm really surprised the game doesn't do it more often, just to sort of split up the monotony of just doing basic platforming and punching people, you know? Just to keep things... keep the player on the toes, you know? Like, I do appreciate the fact they do try to keep things fresh throughout the course of the game, but you know, especially during this final world, everything sort of seems to be running under the same formula, you know, everything sort of seems to be the same gameplay-wise for the most part, so I'm surprised they don't do it more often. That's mainly what I'm getting at here. But to be fair, this is Ubisoft we're talking about, and Ubisoft are anything but non-formulaic. Like almost all of their modern games, it just goes under a formula of go into the open world, find tall tower, climb tall tower, activate thingy on tall tower, boom, you have more map. That's usually what the new Assassin's Creed, the new Ubisoft games are like, you know, ever since the Assassin's Creed formula became a thing. But anyway, this is a bit of an awkward teensy to get hold of, but what I sort of recommend is pushing the switch towards the edge of the platform when you have the rocket power up and shooting the rocket at it from there. It's kind of awkward to get the right distance because, you know, the rocket doesn't last for very long, you know, it has a limited amount of fuel after all, so you can probably find yourself having a lot of issues, you know, just sort of platforming around here. But do not fret, you know, it's still a pretty simple thing to do. It's still pretty simple. But of course, by destroying that teensy cage, we do have access to yet another punchy punch power. Yay! You know, I have no idea why that animation plays, but for some reason the animation seems to play at complete random. Sometimes it plays when you expect it to, sometimes the animation just doesn't play when you expect it to. It's kind of awkward. But by grabbing the punchy punch power, we do have a hidden doorway by here we can break open. Pulling that switch will unveil us with a green gem. I'm pretty sure if this was a Sonic the Hedgehog game, Knuckles would be coming out of nowhere going, "Hey, give me back the Master Emerald!" And Rayman would be like, "Well, I don't have your stupid emerald." Wow! Because the green gems, the green crystal thingies, they look like Master Emerald pieces in Sonic Adventure, do they not? Let me look at that thing. I mean, make it a bit more pointy down the bottom and it would look just like a piece of the Master Emerald. For those of you who don't know what Sonic Adventure is, I do apologize, because you're probably wondering, what the hell is he blathering about? And if you haven't played Sonic Adventure, play it. Or stay tuned to my channel in the coming months and I will LP it. Right after I'm done with the classic Sonic franchise anyway. But I digress. There's also another hidden room by here. Like, you don't need to get the punchy punch power to progress, you know. The punchy punch power is basically a bonus for this area where you can access lots of hidden rooms and stuff to get all of the delicious points in the area. What can I say? But I digress. I believe it is time to finally move on properly and get out of this room, because this room does really last a while, especially your first time playing through this. Because your first time playing through the stage, you're probably going to be confused figuring out where exactly you're meant to go. Because I remember being stuck in this particular room my first time playing, because the game doesn't really do a good job of highlighting where the correct way to go is. So even though it is straightforward if you think about it logically. I was an idiot, young me, you know, so, oh god damn it. Come on, can I make the balloon? Yes, I made it! So, like I said, you also, in the previous part as well, you also needed to get used to these balloon bouncing, because we're going to be doing it a lot in this particular part. And we're also going to be doing it a lot in the next part as well, because, I don't know, I think Michel Ansel just really likes balloons. I don't know. He must love Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox and GameCube. My balloon! Seriously, that game was amazing, but the kid with a bloody balloon gets on my nerves. Like, stop losing this damn balloon! I'm in a cop car chase and suddenly I have you going, my balloon! I don't give a monkey's about your bloody balloon! There's a person getting mugged over here, I'm Spider-Man! Spider-Man isn't a balloon gatherer! Spider-Man is a athletic crime stopper. Unless someone's stealing your balloon, I don't give a monkeys. I should LP that game one day just to go into a full-blown rant. Like the only reason I do an LP of Spider-Man 2 to do a rant. Actually, I would like to show that off because that is a good game. So maybe one day in the future, I'll show off Spider-Man 2, the movie game. Maybe. But yeah, this room's boring, is it not? This is literally my least favorite part of the game, because there is a lot of waiting around, there is a lot of standing still, waiting for the platform to go to the right place so you can jump into the right directions and swing to the right areas. Basically, there's a lot of waiting in this area. I do not like this area, it's my least favorite part of the entire game. It's very boring, it's very tedious, and it's nothing interesting going on, god damn it. I mean, now I'm swinging. I'm making like Spider-Man now. See, because the Spider-Man discussion's relevant, because with the swingy swing power, I too can be Spider-Man! Seriously though, this area's boring. I don't like this area of the game. Like, the rest of the final world's fine. It's just this area just so drags on. It's way too big. It's way too tall. There needs to be a checkpoint midway through it, you know? It's... ugh. But of course, we are almost at the very top of the tower, thank God. And, be prepared, because we are going to have to deal with some more enemies to fight at the top of this tower, which might be a breath of fresh air after doing that very long and tedious platforming sequence. Like, seriously, can't these platforms move just a little bit quicker? Just a teeny bit quicker. I would love it if they moved just a teeny bit quicker. It'd make the platforming a little bit more challenging as well. You know, it's a win-win situation. Make them quicker. God damn it, Michel Ansel. You're a genius. But a genius only has so many skills. I don't know where I'm saying with this. But yeah, boop the mooks pop up, and eventually a mook will come by with a power-up as per usual, another swingy swing power, I believe, which will be able to utilize in order to gain access to the end of this area. Thank Christ for that. I do kind of like the set piece though on top of this swirling tower fighting these guys. It's a neat little set piece, even though it's an obvious battle arena. You know? It's like whenever you play this game, you sort of know if you have to fight some mooks, because if it's an area that looks open and circular, chances are it's an area where you're gonna fight mooks. So you can easily just look ahead and just see that there. That's a fight zone. You know, folks. That's one thing I have noticed about this game. But anyway, moving onwards, finally, swingy swing. No, Rayman, what are you doing? Rayman, you're drunk. Go the right way. There we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. That is that for that room, thank God. But, yeah, time for the more challenging parts of the level. Because remember when I mentioned the balloons? Well, it's time to bounce on them more. And if I'm remembering correctly, this might be the area where we have to bounce on the balloons and whatnot while we're getting chased by war. Yeah, this is the area where we get chased. So deal with this mook as quick as you can, and the moment you start climbing, the water will start raising. So, go quick. Don't go too slow. Go fast. Have the Sonic mentality, otherwise you will probably have issues. And, oh god! Don't worry though, the water listerine goo of justice that floats on up from beneath you, it does go up pretty slowly, so you're not in much danger as long as you keep a decent flow going, you know. As long as you keep moving up, then you should be safe for the most part. I do really love this tower, however. It really gives you the feeling of, yes, I'm climbing up to the end game, you know, I'm climbing up to the final battle, because that's basically exactly what you're doing. You're climbing up to the final battle, and I want to know what's going on outside, because that is one purple skyline. Like, if you're playing through the game, the only sort of issue I can imagine some people having is this area in particular. That's if you're like me and you're a klepto. And the bloody freezing whenever I get the choppy chopper power-up is obnoxious. Why does the game freeze like this? I mean, for God's sake. It's only really obnoxious in this particular area as well, just because you have so many choppy chopper power-ups in the area that you're going to be jumping into just so you can gain hold of the glowy collectibles, you know, folks? So, I don't know, I don't like this area too much with the choppy chopper, but, you know, in terms of platforming, it's a nice platforming challenge. And as you can tell, the liquid underneath us is nowhere near us, so we got plenty of time to get through this, you know, it's definitely easy enough to get through. Oh, for God's sake, screw the points and just go! Just go, Rayman! Don't need the points anyway. There we go. Jesus H. Christ on a bike. Like, that's the only problem with playing the game with my soul mentality, because I have a I'm very klepto when it comes to shiny things in games like this, and if I think the shiny things have a reason, then I usually go nuts in collecting them, and it's a drawback. It's a drawback of myself. But I digress. This is pretty much the final stretch of this world, well, not world, this area, I do believe. The world's going on for quite a while. You just need to jump on each of these moving platforms, grab the swingy swing power, and you should be fine for the most part. And hey, a teensy! Oh, yay! You didn't say anything! I'm disappointed, Teensy. You didn't say any. All of the Teensies in the game say something, except for you. That's what happens when you have expectations. They only get shattered. Anyway, moving onwards. This one actually is, I believe, the final stretch. Once you reach this hallway, then we have another bit of a climbing sequence, and that will be that for this area. And the gameplay will change up, like I said earlier on, folks. They're gonna have a new sequence involving flying and shooting. That's right, shooting in a Rayman game. And people thought Shadow the Hedgehog was edgy for that. Although I joke, but the shooting in this isn't that bad. It's no Shadow the Hedgehog. The shooting in Shadow the Hedgehog was completely out of place in the franchise. At least the way they done it in this one, it's in place. But I digress. Although be careful, this Teensy is very easy to miss this guy, so the hell was that? Yeah, it's very easy to miss this particular Teensy, and he didn't give me anything, the stingy bastard! I wanted something, come on! Nothing, really? Yeah, he's an easy Teensy to miss, so just pay attention, keep an eye out, and just look behind you when you get to that area. And of course, like I said, time for one last climb. This climb by here, we have to deal with more Listerine stuff plopping from the ground, I do believe. And we have balloons. Balloons are everywhere. And alongside the balloons, we have these mooks as well, who are just going to start punching us. No, not punching, shooting us whenever we get near. So one thing I recommend do is either just punch whenever they're in the vicinity, and Rayman will either punch them or the balloon is standing on. If he punches the balloon is standing on, I love it because it's hilarious. And the balloon just pops and they just fall to their death. It's amazing. 10 out of 10. IGN. But yeah, you gotta get used to jumping on it. It's actually quite easy when you get used to the depth perception, but playing this for the first time, you know, the depth perception can throw you off. So just go as fast as possible, you know, keep on bouncing up, and eventually you will succeed. And if you don't succeed, then just try again, I suppose. I have no idea what that guy just said. It just sounded like random gibberish. Good job with the voice acting there, Teensy. Although, it's kind of weird with the way the voice acting in this game is, because this game is voice acted, obviously, by a French company, because it's a French game. You can usually tell if a voice acting is done by a French company or a French studio for the most part, because they usually tend to have really weird quirks about the voice acting, where the voice acting doesn't quite fit the animation very well, so it has this really awkward, you know... The voice acting's usually really awkward. It's like the French dub of... Was it French? I don't know, the big green dub, I think that was a French dub, of Dragon Ball Z, where nothing fitted in that anime, you know? They have a very... I noticed in a lot of French things, they have a very bad... They find it difficult to fit the voices with what's going on in the games or in the films that they dub. That's less of a problem these days, but, you know, back in the day, it's just a little quirk I've always noticed. But I digress.
Rayman! Look what I found! I can't find the brain!
Glowbox! Glowbox! Are you okay? Glowbox!
Admitted you were scared. Want to listen? Ah, my shade!
I am pretty certain those shades are a wrong shade color. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, now we have a flying sequence. This is a little bit tricky flying sequence to manage, but after a bit of practice, again, use the controls, you should be fine. However, it is a little bit glitchy, so you may find yourself clipping through walls, and if you do, there is a chance you can get yourself locked out of clearing the level and have to restart the level from the beginning again. And I'll point out a specific area where you can get yourself locked out. Outside of that, though, we do have access to a gun turret on occasional base, you know, on every now and then. Whenever you jump on the gun turret, basically you mash the X button to shoot, and you basically aim as best you can. There is no targeting reticle, so you do need to use your own judgment in order to aim this thing. And get used to this, because this is required to know how to control this thing properly for the final boss battle. So just keep, you know, just pay attention to what you're doing, learn how to aim this properly, and get prepared for the final fight. That's all I'm really gonna say. It kind of annoys me that that's in the final fight as like a thing you need to know, because the game introduces it at such a late point. You know, you'd think they would give you multiple chances to get used to that, but they don't really. They just give you this one level, and that's that. It's kind of annoying. But anyway, this room by here, if you touch the water on the bottom, you'll actually go to the other side of the water, which kind of counts like a mirror. So the game will freak out, it'll glitch up, and you can actually find yourself getting stuck inside there. So just be a bit careful, you know, and just keep at it. What can I say? Although this sequence I do actually enjoy, you know, I'll complain that they didn't flesh this out enough for like what they expect you to do. It's still an easy sequence, it's still pretty fun, and it's something I would have loved to see more in the game, you know? It's also kind of reminiscent to the end game of Rayman 2, where, if you remember, in Rayman 2 it had this whole mechanic involving barrels, where you had flying barrels and whatnot that you had to control. And it reminds me a great deal of that, because, well, at the end of Rayman 2, you had to fly a barrel! You know, you had to fly a barrel to get from point A to point B on the pirate ship to fight Razorbeard. And you had to use it against Razorbeard in a boss fight as well, so it's kind of similar, you know, kind of a repeat scenario, which I kind of dig, you know. I kind of like it when game franchises end in similar tones as the previous entries, although with their own unique takes, I suppose. I also prefer it though if I also like it when they do original things at the end of games, so it's really one of those situations. It depends on a game-by-game basis, but hey, I digress. Also, you do get a crap ton of points for destroying each of these mooks, by the way, so if you want an easy stage to grind points on, this is one I would recommend. And if you ever get lost on where to go, basically follow the air currents. The air currents will basically, you know, they will show you, okay, you can go here to progress, you know, folks, so that's my big tip. Follow the air currents if you get lost. There's only a couple of air currents that show up, and I am convinced they exist purely to, purely in the event that someone gets stuck and doesn't know where to go. Although this particular sequence by here can be a little bit tricky because the depth perception is non-existent. There is no depth perception, so you can quite easily get clipped by one of these saw blades just because you can't tell where they're coming from. You can't tell if you've gotten past them or not. But I digress. With that, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this part. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. Now, catch you all next time in the finale of Rayman 3 HD. Thank you all for watching. Don't be sheepish. I'll see yous after. Bye!